Hello, this is Austin from the Austin Channel, and we're back with a review of Kong Skull Island. Now, well, it's a little long story. Is that originally this past weekend I intended to head out to Irvine and watch and review the hit ghost thriller Personal Shopper starring Kristen Stewart, but due to certain circumstances, I couldn't make it out there. So we have Kong Skull Island, starring Tom Hiddleston, Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, and John Goodman. And I just want to say that I liked it. There's a lot of things I liked about it. Well, for starters, off the top of my head, I like how they didn't you know, try to make some romance between Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson as what people would assume. One thing I like with this movie is they didn't do that at all. Like how they tried to force like how in the 2005 King Kong they tried to force a romance between Adrian Brody and Naomi Watts, or like in the 1976 remake of how they tried to force something between Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange. This movie didn't go for that. I want to say that people die, and with the deaths within this film is like it's the characters you don't expect. That I want to say. Also, this may be a bit of a spoiler, but what happens is like when we see in the trailer when they get on the island, the helicopters are flying into the island, and Kong attacks the convoy, the helicopter convoy. Is that, yeah, a lot of soldiers die, and Samuel L. Jackson is the colonel. They've just recently, it's at the end of American involvement in Vietnam in the early 70s, and Samuel Jackson is like the military chaperone, if you can call it that. John Goodman is like this mad scientist who's like, oh yeah, the monsters are real. And Tom Hiddleston is hired as the tracker, and Brie Larson is the photojournalist, and they all get out there, and Kong attacks the helicopters, and a lot of soldiers die, and a lot of the soldiers who are under Samuel L. Jackson's command die, and oh yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is all reeling, and yeah, he decides that he wants to kill King Kong. Well, I don't want to put too much spoilers, but yeah, this movie is it sets up that Samuel L. Jackson is kind of like the human antagonist. Like the Transformers movies, like how we got like, especially like like Age of Extinction Transformers, where we had like, Kelsey Grammer was the human antagonist, or like, let's say Dark of the Moon, where I'm going to call him McSteamy, but some of you out there who know who I'm talking about, because I'm seeing his face, but my mind is blank on his name, from Grey's Anatomy. Oh, that's right, Patrick Dempsey. Like Patrick Dempsey was the human antagonist. Well, yeah, that's what Kong Skull Island sets up for us, where Samuel Jackson is the human antagonist. But and yeah, John C. Reilly's character is a World War II pilot who been stuck on the island for nearly 30 years. And with John C. Reilly, he is the scene stealer in this movie. His character, like, he's a guy that's been on this island for nearly 30 years, and he's out of the loop. He doesn't even know the events or any of the changes that's going on in the world, with the Cold War, or or even the change of music, when Michael Welch's character turns on the rock music, John C. Reilly, while shaving his beard, trimming his beard, goes like, "Oh, whatever ever happened to good old swing jazz?" you know. So I mean, which we understand. I mean, okay, yeah, they're trying to invoke a little generation gap of the '60s there, but I mean, come on, we can pack. I mean, come on, but we get it. It's not he's intentional or being nostalgic. He's just well, the guy's been out of the loop for 30 years. So it's there's very exciting action. It's and it's nonstop action, which I liked, and also too they didn't try to. Also, I also like with this Kong is they didn't try to put that you know bestiality impulses like the three previous King Kong movies there's been in cinema history. Like where they try to have where Kong is attracted to Brie Larson. No, they didn't do that. That too I liked. I say anyone who doesn't like this movie, I think it was maybe a little too, I don't know, ahead of its time or futuristic for their tastes. But then that's on them. Bottom line, I had a good time with it. I give it 4 out of 4 stars. That's for my review, and you have a good one.